Well, hello there, friends. Come, sit a spell by the fire. Roast a marshmallow with me. And let's tell a little story about some friends of mine I like to call the Nomai. It is a tale of adventure, discovery, science, hubris, and in many ways it is a tragic tale of failure. And yet, I would say it is one that has deeply touched my heart. Hello YouTube, hello Internet, this is Zeigler Jaguar, and welcome to what I honestly think may be the finale of my Outer Wilds playthrough. Uh, I have, since I last played, ooh, yeah, that's right, some mood music. Um, I went back to the Sunless City. I dug around until I found what I was missing, which was in the Eye Shrine. I had never properly read the text in the Eye Shrine, so took care of that. And I have tested Dark Bramble to make sure that I know the direct route from the entrance to the vessel, because I don't think I'm going to have time to futz around with going to the Nomai grave, shooting the scout inside, anything like that. Just not. So I now know how to get there directly from the entrance. You just go right past the anglerfish nest, and it's right behind it. You almost always piss off at least one anglerfish on the way, but I've discovered I can outrun them. So, I do believe that in this final episode, I should be able to grab the core from Ash Twin, carry it to the vessel, and input the codes. The codes, you say? Yes, I did figure out the codes. Alright. Alright, first of all, hang on. This, I had hoped to do all this by the fire, but the music is becoming a little too intrusive. So, we're gonna do it appreciating this ship right here. Then we're gonna do what I want to do while we just appreciate the ship that has taken us on our whole journey. What I want to do before I take that final trek to the vessel with the core and put in the codes and see if we get taken to the eye of the universe and fulfill the Nomai's great dream, is I want to go through a review of everything I know about the history, the story. I've had a lot of time over the last couple days to think about it and try to put all the pieces together. I wrote down some notes, so here we go. Let's do a review of everything I know based on my understanding. So, we start with the Nomai vessel, somewhere out there, just chilling out, when it suddenly receives a signal that is older than the known universe. And the Nomai on the vessel freak out. They're like, oh my god, we gotta chase this, and they warp to chase it without telling anybody. They like, no time, we just gotta warp, we're not gonna tell anybody, and they go poof into myth, and the rest of the Nomai never have any idea what happens to them because they are never heard from again. And the rest of the Nomai just go on living in other systems, other galaxies. They're fine. They're out there. I mean, as it now comes to the current time, they're having issues, but that's really all besides the point. So, the Nomai who warp to this system show up and immediately get grabbed by Dark Bramble. The vessel gets sucked into Dark Bramble. They fire 3 escape pods. Only 2 make it out. The third stays in Dark Bramble, but all of its occupants die. They try to get back to the vessel, but they can't make it because they can't figure out how Dark Bramble works. So two out of 3, those survive. And those 2, they crash on, I believe, Ember Twin and Brittle Hollow. And those 2 sets of survivors build 2 cities, and they build civilizations. They build the Sunless City and the Hanging City. And there they survive and thrive for at least a generation. For some reason, they never seem to come over here to Timber Hearth, despite this being obviously the most hospitable planet in this system. No, they seem to prefer to hang out in the sand and the black hole. But they seem to do quite well for themselves there, because as I said, they have kids, they raise a whole generation living here. At some point, they do argue about whether they're going to build a new vessel or try to go to Dark Bramble and retrieve the old one. But they don't seem to ever actually accomplish either. Instead, what they basically devote their entire civilization around is finding this eye of the universe. What brought them to this system? What called to them? It becomes like their whole religion, basically. The sole point of obsession of Nomai society. So to try to find it, they build two eye detectors. I think one on the Addle Rock and one in the Southern Observatory on Brittle Hollow, but neither one works. The It just says the eye is flashing around randomly. It doesn't help them find anything. Um, but somewhere along the way, they also make a discovery. They discover that using their warp technology actually sends you back in time by just a tiny, tiny bit, like a 10,000th of a second. When you warp, you actually arrive a 10,000th of a second before you left. And they push this. They decide they're going to push this like crazy because if you use more and more and more energy, you can increase that interval. And based on this, they go full mad scientist. They start making all these gadgets. They make the orbital probe cannon, they make the masks and the statues, um, and they make the black hole forge and the Ash Twin towers, and they set up all these warps so that they can warp these things to build the Ash Twin project. And then finally, they built the Sun Station. And why are they doing all of this? They're doing all of this to try to create a bigger and bigger time loop, specifically a 22-minute time loop. Now, why do they want to create a 22-minute time loop? Now, this is where I start to get a little fuzzy. I'm already fuzzy. I'm a Jaguar. But this is where my logic starts to get a little bit fuzzy, but I think, hang with me, I think I'm still somewhere over the target. I think that the reason they want to create the 22-minute loop has to do with the orbital probe cannon, right? They want to use this orbital probe cannon they've built over Giant's Deep to yeet a probe out into the great beyond to find the eye. But the problem is they have no idea which direction to point the probe, right? They'll know what the eye looks like when they see it, and they will know because of the quantum moon. The quantum moon travels to the eye, and the quantum moon kind of resembles what it's around. When it's around Timber Hearth, it looks like Timber Hearth. When it's around Giant's Deep, it looks like Giant's Deep. And when it's around the eye, which they do know how to travel to, it's got that weird inky black appearance. So they've got this. We'll know it when we see it. If only we knew, what direction to fire off. Well, we don't. And they can't just continually fire in random directions. It could take forever, unless you set up a time loop where if they could just brute force it by firing it millions of times in all possible directions, and the loop just gives them infinite time to shoot out infinite number of probes in infinite numbers of directions without any actual time passing. Because at the end of every 22 minutes, they just do it again and do it again and do it again and do it again. And so I think that's why they're doing it. I think that's the whole purpose behind the loop. It's more than just, mere curiosity about this time this time travel phenomenon. I think they're trying to use it to fuel their obsession in their search for the eye. So the trick, though, the big problem, and actually back while I was at the Sunless City, I reread some people arguing about this, about the Sun Station, saying like, hey, if we get this wrong, we're going to destroy everything. We're going to blow up the entire system and all life. Are we really sure we want to do this? Because in order to kick off this time loop, they have to blow up the sun. That's what they realize. The only way that they can get enough energy to create a warp interval large enough is to literally blow up the fucking sun. And that's what they want to do. They want to blow up the sun, which powers the Ash Twin project because it's so much energy, which shoots back memories 22 minutes, as well as a signal to the orbital cannon to fire. Back in time, 22 minutes. So it fires, collects data for 22 minutes, says, have I found the eye? Yes or no. And then after 22 minutes, they blow up the sun again and just create this loop ad infinitum. And so they got all this infrastructure. They built all this infrastructure throughout this entire system to create this loop. And then they tripped at the final hurdle. They had everything perfect and ready to go, and one final little thing screwed them over. They couldn't blow up the sun. They tried. They thought they had their sun station that could do it. They activated the sun station, and it did jack shit. And that scotched everything. That screwed over the entire project, because if you can't blow up the sun, you can't power the Ash Twin project, you can't create a time loop. So that they were shit out of luck, basically. Everything they worked for was ruined. So they were obviously very distraught about this, but hey, they had a little consolation prize. There was a cool new comet coming into their system. I'm sure it will be really exciting to explore and won't be filled with wibbly wobbly green death magic. And oops, now all the Nomai are dead. The Comet Ex Machina has killed them all. With ghost matter, I think. But, so, killed all the Nomai. Mostly, we think. One potential exception. We'll get to that. But it's left all their project infrastructure just sitting there. Buried in the core of Ash Twin is the warp core and the masks, and the warp towers exist. Everything is just, and the orbital cannon is right there outside Giant's Deep. And it's all just waiting for the sun to explode to activate. And then 280,000 years pass. At incredible amount of time, somehow none of the infrastructure decays. I guess it's space, so nothing decays. It's all just as functional as the Nomai left it. And we reach the present day. Our Hearthian race are now the sentient species in the planet. And somehow, the very minute that we become an astronaut, the sun decides to explode. The sun finally hits the natural end of its life cycle. But what happens when the sun hits the natural end of its life cycle and it goes supernova is it activates the Ash Twin project. It activates all that leftover Nomai infrastructure, and it shoots back that signal to the orbital probe cannon and says, fire. And 22 minutes before the sun naturally blows up, the orbital probe fires, and it fires again, and the sun blows up, and it fires, and the sun blows up, and it fires, and the sun blows up. And this is the loop that we have been experiencing. And after 9 million of those loops or something, it somehow manages to shoot in the right direction and finds the eye. That was what we saw at the core of Giant's Deep when we read the probe. Now, it's a little confusing because I'm pretty sure we have not experienced 9 million loops. So I did a lot of thinking on this, and where I landed is perhaps the time loop has happened like 9 million plus times, but only in the last few, it was only a few hundred or so, maybe 100 loops or so ago, did I, this little idiot Hearthian here, activate that statue. So activating the statue, all of a sudden then I become part of the time loop, and then I actually understand it and see it. So it happened 9 million times before I was ever a part of it. Or rather, it doesn't even really happen for me until I become locked in with that statue. It's just memories. The time loop only occurs for me once I activated the statue. And in fact, maybe I didn't look at exactly how many ago. It was only a few hundred ago, I thought, when I was looking at that canon, that they found the eye. So I don't know if it's possible, but maybe the one that found the eye is also somehow related to me joining the loop and seeing the statue and the statue opening and looking at me. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. That is basically my understanding of the whole thing. And when you're there at the Ash Twin project, you can see that it's it's sending its data back to 3 places. At the beginning of each loop, right? It's collecting data and then firing it 22 minutes back in the past to 3 places. The Giant's Deep statue, that's how Gabbro is getting his memories of the loop. The Timber Hearth statue, that's how I'm getting my memories of the loop. And the orbital probe cannon, and that is how the loop is firing the cannon over and over again 9 million times. So, I'm not sure if I understand absolutely everything. I might be missing a few things there. Maybe not everything I said is correct, but that is basically my understanding. I will look forward to going back and reading more things over and over again and doing some reading when I'm done with this game. But I wanted to summarize everything that I thought I had put together after thinking about this game a ton. I do have a couple of lingering questions that I couldn't square. First of all, Solanum. Now, the cool thing is actually right before firing it up, I had a lovely new watcher who commented something way, way back from a long time ago when I was exploring the Sunless City. And I went to look and I realized that some of those kitty scrawls on the walls a long time ago, the ones that don't look perfectly normal, they're a little disjointed, some of those were Solanum. Well, Solanum was a kid. Solanum was born in this system and raised in this system. And I just thought that was really cool because we later actually got to meet him. He was pleasant. Um, but why? Why do we still meet him? Why do we still experience him when the quantum moon goes to its sixth location around the eye, but at any other location, his body shows as dead on the South Pole? Is it like some Schrodinger's cat thing? Schrodinger's Nomai? Where he's both alive and dead until observed? That has to do with quantum mechanics, right? I'm not sure. So I don't truly follow the deal with Solanum. Maybe we'll get some answers if we go to the eye. Uh, Second thing I don't fully understand, what's with the gravity cannons? I feel like I never really used them. One of them warps a shuttle to the interloper and can call it back, and one does it to the quantum moon and can call it back. Now, I don't know how it can just call it back instantly. That's pretty ridiculous. I don't really understand. I mean, it launches it very slowly. All right, yes, I've burned through quite a bit of time because Ash Twin looks denuded over there. Um, so I don't really know what's with them, the gravity cannons. I never really used them much or seemed to need to. And they didn't seem to play any particular part in the construction of any of the Ash Twin projects. I can't remember any part of that project that involved the gravity cannons. Like to build the orbital probe cannon around Giant's Deep, they used the cyclones to fire parts up into space. Very cool, by the way. But I don't remember any use of those gravity cannons. So I feel like I must have missed something about why those are actually important or what they were used for. Last question: why do the Nomai wear the masks? So this is the thing. Like I realize that the masks are capturing the memories and like shooting them back 22 minutes in time, but I don't wear a mask. Gabbro doesn't wear a mask. The orbital probe cannon doesn't have a mask. So why are the masks necessary? Solanum's wearing a mask, and wherever we saw the Nomai bodies, they were always wearing masks. So I get that the masks, like in Ash Twin, are doing the capturing of memories and the shipping them back, but I don't get why the actual Nomai who are out running around wear them, because they don't seem to be necessary in order to save the memories in the time loop. So, if anybody can enlighten me on any of those three things, that would be great. All right. Thank you for story time about the Nomai with Zeigler. I hope that I was at least correct on the majority of my summaries. I had a really fun time over the last 2 days. Just anytime I was driving somewhere or sitting around thinking about this game, thinking about the story, thinking about all the bits and pieces that I had put together, thinking back to all the little messages. And I'm sure that I will go back and watch some of these videos and find messages like I did in the Sunless City, where, all those hours ago I had absolutely no idea what they meant by, should we build the sun station? Should we not build the sun station? It's very dangerous. I didn't know what that meant. Now that I go back with fresh eyes and fresh appreciation, yes, it's very dangerous to blow up the frickin' sun, Nomai. Yes, if you failed and somehow didn't create the loop, you would destroy the entire solar system. So that was dangerous. I think we are hitting our doom music, so I've been ranting for 20 minutes. But that's okay, because we are going to restart a loop, and I think we know everything we're going to do. Or we could just sit here and ramble until everything explodes. I never saw this. Oxygen refill. Spot a tree, walk towards it. What else have I never seen in here that I never properly appreciate? Something... Salt and provisions. Provisions of some sort. Like this net that protects me when I come in. Oh. What do we got? Oh, jumbo marshmallows. Oh, of course. We pack logs and marshmallows. Of course we do. Med kits. Spacesuit. Instructions for our little scout. Things I really didn't read early enough in. Oh, these really are just marshmallows. Literally, our entire food stock is marshmallows. Maybe that's what Hearthians eat. Maybe Hearthians can survive on an all-marshmallow diet. Alright, I do just simply want to point out that with this, I've done it. I 100%ed the rumor log, or at least I believe I did. I shall relish that as I come over here and watch the boom. And if everything goes right, this next loop could be our last. Everything will probably not go right, but we're gonna try. We have a plan. Oh, and I think I never mentioned the coordinates to put into the vessel. I asked for a slight hint on that, or rather, I asked Google for a slight hint on that, and the first thing I saw was, look at your log, Thicko. Read it a little more closely, which I did, and then I realized what I was missing because I'm a big dummy. Now, if I had, to be fair, if I had found the vessel and put in the warp core, the broken warp core, and pulled that up before I found the last bit of the orbital probe cannon. There it goes, whee, in search of the eye, which it doesn't need to be anymore because we found it. If I had found that afterwards, then it would have made sense, but it had been a few days since I had activated that, and so I forgot. But obviously, rumor mode, derp, it's right here. So, I also took a photo of that because I'm not going to have it in front of me on my ship when I'm there on the vessel. So, one more time, here we go. We start at Ash Twin. Because of course it's Ash Twin. It's always Ash Twin. I think I said before, this big sandy ball actually has all the answers. Everything in the end was really about this. Alright. Now, couple of things. We do need to park our spaceship somewhere where we can get back to it pretty quickly. So, we need to look around for where the twin towers are going to emerge. And then we also need to remember which tower we want. So, I can look around for the Sun Station one. I believe the twin towers are right next to the Sun Station. Now, this is not... It's not quite like the Sun Station where literally I only have a 10-second window to get in. I could go in at any point. But the longer I take, the less time I'm going to have to trek it to the vessel once I get the core. And I'd like to avoid the "you are dead" message again, if possible. But then, of course, I'm also going to have to make it through Dark Bramble and all the anglerfish, mortal. It really is. This is it's a memento mori. Remember, once you pull that core, you are mortal. So anything that kills me, I get anglerfish chomped, I fly into something at high velocity, you are dead forever. There is no time loop. So, don't screw it up. Alright. One more time. Hopefully this is the last time we ever need to sit around on Ash Twin, waiting for the stupid sand to bleed off. Alright, here we go. Here's the sun station. Now, are the twins to the right or left of it? I honestly don't remember. Do I need to... I don't need to preserve oxygen. That was a thing of the past, so I can get out. Alright, make sure I'm not on the equator, because my ship needs to be sitting here. Am I far enough out? I think we're just going to have to hope I'm far enough... that I've parked far enough away from the equator to avoid getting caught by the sand. I think I have. Ah! Let's... Yeah, I gotta be. I'm far enough away. Well, I suppose we're gonna find out in a second. And then, I think... Why am I just unnecessarily hurting myself? Alright, let's just keep an eye on our ship here. Because if it were to get sucked away, we would definitely be restarting this loop. But I think it's okay. Hello, Ember Twin. Ship's fine. Ship's fine. Alright. Alright. Now. Let's see where those twin towers are. There they are. Okay, alright. Well, I could have done better as far as parking my ship. That'll be a little bit more of a trek than I would have liked, but I don't think it's insurmountable. I mean, I could go get my ship and bring it closer, but I think time is now of the essence, so back it off, back it off. Alright, now which one is the Ash Twin project? It's the one without, it's not the one with the scroll, it's the one with the... Oh wow, I actually have more time than I thought. Yeah, that just leads to a scroll. I have more time than I thought. Because it's the second level. Unfortunately, this also means I'm going to have less time to make it to the vessel. It's going to be such a rush. And there's going to be that spooky music playing the whole time. Let's see, can I get in before the sand comes the next time? I think so. I hope so. It would suck if I had to wait a whole nother lap. That said, when I was practicing getting to the vessel, I could do it within about 4 minutes of entering Dark Bramble, I think. Ember Twin, are you coming? Can I get in before you do? I think I can. Which one? I think it's the left one. Yeah. I have a Nomai body just arise out of here. Oh boy, okay. Right, alright. Yeah. So stand in here. Alright, the timing works perfectly. Perfect. We are live. And now the sand comes through. Oh my god, my ship! What? No! Oh, for God's sake. Do I even dare? I'm so mad. Okay. Alright. That wasn't the last loop. I thought I left my ship somewhere safe. It's getting sent off, and nope, this will not be our final. Plus, I have 3 minutes of oxygen left, and that's a bad idea as well. So, let scratch that, scratch that. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. We're in a time loop. See, it's like Gabro said. We only had the memories of that screw up. It never actually happened to our bodies. It's a theoretical. It's a quantum possibility. It can't happen until anybody actually observes it. You didn't see anything. Okay. Alright. We're gonna do a better job. We're gonna stay in our ship until the towers start to emerge. Oh, you know what? Shoot, I'm sorry. I just remembered there was one more thing I wanted to do. I'm actually glad that screwed up, because I remember there was one final thing I wanted to do before starting what I think is the end game, and that is I wanted to go over to was it here? Where's that where's Feldspar's signal on this? Hold on. Here. I'm sorry. I wanted to see if that guy had any reaction to what Feldspar said about, hey, we got to get rid of the seed, right? I'm sorry. All right, let's just actually fire up here. Feldspar, yeah. Was it in here? Yeah. Yeah, this guy. I just wanted to see if this guy had any reaction to me going up to him and telling him that, hey, Feldspar's alive and I found him, and also he says we need to get this thing out of here or else it will destroy all of Timberhearth. And actually, where's that guy? Did you have any reaction to any of that? Yeah, what are you still doing here? Is that a dark bramble seed? Yep. Can I say this? Yeah, alright, no reaction. Okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter if this thing eats all of Timberhearth, because, again, the world's gonna blow up. So, okay. Maybe we haven't lost... maybe we can do it anyways. Alright. Let's see how much... If we haven't lost too much time... Hello, Quantum Moon. Where are the twins? Where are the twins? Spin around until we find the twins. Are you hiding on the other side of the sun, twins? No, actually, seriously, where are the twins? I still, after all this time... Oh, alright, there they are. Hit the unbuckle button when I mean to hit the map. Alright. And also, I was going way too much in the wrong direction, so... Let's accelerate to our destination and see if we get there in a good amount of time. Alright, this could be it. We will see if we can get everything right this time. Let's park our ship on one of the poles. Let's just be 100% sure. It doesn't take that long to get back to it. Alright, I see the sun station starting to come out there. So let's just park our ship right the heck over here so it can't possibly get carried off. Then, is oxygen going to be a problem? How long should I wait? Maybe I should try to see the tower emerge first. Oh, okay, alright, there it is. Alright, there it is. There they are. So they're starting to emerge, so I'm going to come over here, park it right here. This is a great spot. This has to be far enough away from the equator. They're starting to emerge. How long should I wait? Now, I feel like... Alright, am I headed towards the equator? No. Go towards the sand, go towards the twins. Wait, no, that's the wrong tower. Wrong tower. Alright, I'm locked in here, guys. Get away, get away. Not getting grabbed. Not today. Not today, Satan. Today we're getting out of this loop. I think we know how. Alright, here we go. Alright, and our ship's pretty close. So yeah, I do. Oh! Alright, alright. For a moment, I always get spooked by seeing it this bridge rise up, thinking that I'm too late. But it's the second level that needs to emerge. Okay. Lock in, Zeigler. Lock in. You can't miss. You get one shot at the warp. If you screw it up, you might as well just reset. Wonder what happens if you try to meditate after you pull the core out. Do you just get the "you are dead" credits roll? That'd be funny. I should have gotten an achievement for the bad ending. You could have done that for me at least. Alright. My ship better not be going anywhere now. I parked it quite a ways away. Alright, we're in. Hide in the little alcove here. And then right as the sand goes past, we step out and warp. It's coming, right? Alright. Here we go. And go. Ash Twin Project. Here we are. Alright, book it. No time to read anything. Ooh, this place still gives me shivers. Alright. Turn off the gravity. Fire this thing in. Open the core. Get to it, get to it, get to it. Whoa, whoa, no, I didn't. I put it back? I didn't mean to put it back. No, 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 no. Ah! I'm losing time. I'm losing valuable time. Oh my god. Oh my god. Got it. Alright. Get to that warp pad. Beautiful. Alright. To the ship. Out. Really? And to my ship. And now the music's gonna go psycho. To my ship. I'm gonna need fuel. Alright, fuel. Yeah, to Dark Bramble. Where are you, Dark Bramble? There. Go. No, that is not sun blowing up music. That is the you are now mortal music. And now we're gonna have to deal with the anglerfish with this terrifying music coming. Oh god, the stress. Alright, here we go. Ow, my god! And I just... Oh, you're kidding me. I blew up my thrust... I messed my thrusters up? Wait, no! Oh, I can't go repair things! I can't go I don't have time for this! Oh, for God's sake. I don't have time for any of this. Alright, that's gonna have to do. I need my thrusters at the very least. Can't fly the ship otherwise. I don't care about the hull. I don't care about any of that, but... Wait, am I... Oh, wow. Alright. Just book it. Alright, and now here we go. So this part is the same as it always was. Fly past the anglerfish. Don't be stressed out by the time. You actually have plenty of time. I think I've still got a full 8 or 9 minutes. I have to make sure I have my codes ready. Alright. How far do I have to get past them before I can accelerate? I don't know how far I am, or when do I dare to start to thrust it. I think it's gonna have to be now. Alright. And then once I get past the nest, there's lots of thorns. I almost always piss off one anglerfish near the end here. But it's okay. As soon as I can see the seed, that I think that's the one I'm going towards. Yep. Alright. Oh. Wow, I'm actually managing to do it without pissing off an anglerfish. That's great. There we are. Alright, to the vessel. Right? This is the right one. Alright. No anglerfish here. Only vessel. Alright, we made it. With time to spare, I think. So, let's go. Yeah, I know. I know, game. I'm well aware. Right? Whoa. Although I'm lost. Where is that main deck room? Here. Here. And... insert warp core. Gravity! Oh! Excellent. Now, which way do I bring? Does this fire the thing? No? Alright. Oh. Okay. Here are the codes then. Which way do I start? 1, 2, 3. Alright. So the first one is left and then up. Okay, that's it. Yep. Left and then up. The second one is... Oh, wait. Left and then up. And then what? Do I move a mark? Hold on. How do I put this into multiple ones here? Oh, wait. Is it a puzzle? Do I have to go in reverse? Hold on. Alright, hold on. Maybe I have to do it in reverse. Here. 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 Nope, then, I hadn't thought of this part. I hadn't thought of the part where, how do I put them in? And then how do I move it to the next one? I have the codes. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe once I do this, Oh no! Oh, I thought I had all the answers! But there's a final part of this puzzle I don't get! I know the code! I just don't know how this thing works and I'm under the gun! Oh, that's so disappointing. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Maybe if I move it over here, I plug this in and fire this up. Did that do anything? Is the marble back? No. Wait. Oh, wait. What if I start from here to there to here and then down? Oh, okay. All right. And then here to do it in reverse. There. And now the final one is I have to start at the top here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it goes. There's my coordinates. Fire. Where are we? Welcome to the eye of the universe, baby. We did it. What are you? First of all, before I do anything, let's see if anything has changed around the ship. Before I just go walk out and touch the black glowy orb. Anything new? This is still all the same. Escal's a vessel, yep. I feel unworthy. I feel unworthy. Can I... Let's see now. What, can I exit back out the eye? Yep. What can I do? I guess back out this door? No, though, it's this closed. Well, marble, I guess. Move the marble. Well, I seem to no longer be on a time crunch. Am I here? I'm here, standing on the eye. This is it. The eye of the universe. What is it? My scout still works. I guess I'll walk to the South Pole like I've done before. Yeah, it looks like the quantum moon. Wow. Things are roaring. Lightning flashing. I'm just a wee little Hearthian. I never asked for any of this. I just wanted to explore. One sec. I'm gonna have to pause at a very inopportune time. Okay, that was a very inopportune moment to be interrupted, but I'm back. Trees detected. Tree. There's a tree. Whoa. Well, there was a tree. This is so terrifying. Wow, everything is quantum. The noise in this game is the scariest shit all the time. Hi. I'm here. My friends the Nomai sent me. They're really big fans. Like really, really, really big fans. They're kind of obsessed, actually. Oh, well. Should I jump into the sky? No? Alright, what's our goal here? I walked to the South Pole. When I made it to the quantum moon, walking to the South Pole was the goal. This time I walked to the South Pole and found this. Do I need to remember my quantum rules? I know it's not the sort of game where something would just jump out and murder me, but except for the anglerfish, but we took care of that a long time ago. So still I feel very ill at ease here. Everything about this place makes me extremely uncomfortable. This is what the Nomai did it all for? This is what you wanted to blow up the sun for? This psychedelic trip? Let's hear. Connection with Scout is lost. Yeah, okay. Whoa! Wow. I can't even call it back. If I fire it into that, it's truly gone. Oh. If I walk... Oh my god. Well, nothing ventured. Hello? The Nomai never got to see it for themselves, but thanks to their efforts and technology, a Hearthian was able to reach the eye of the universe. Outer Wilds Ventures was founded by Feldspar, Gosselin, Slate, and Hornsfels to explore a solar system at the end of the universe. There they all are. Are you proud of me? Are you proud of me, Nomai? I did it. Now what? Of all the life forms who will perish in the oncoming death of the universe, we will miss the anglerfish the least. I'm with you there. Observe. Observe? Observe. All the stars exploding. Boom. A million lights as I land back in a beautiful forest. Probably just walk in any direction, huh? I did it, Nomai. I made you proud. I made myself proud. Boom. No scouts. All the lights go out. The lights of the universe are going out. I am left here alone with my little tree. Is this it? Is it? Oh! One final little jump scare. I've lost everything. I had my tree. Can I look in any direction? Boink. Unidentified signal nearby. Do I have my signal scope? I don't. Hold on. The quantum? Wait, unknown? Who? Outer Wild Ventures? It's me! It's a tree. It's a campfire. It's a campfire. No scout. What does any of this mean? Yeah. Things are good. Things could be worse. My own shadow, huh? Oh. Can I sit? Oh! Esker! Do you hear music? I don't, Esker. But are the others gonna show up? If I slowly turn around? Do you hear music? No. Oh. Do 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 do. Do I have to find you in here? Whoa, whoa. Few more puzzles. Oh, quantum stuff. Oh. This is so trippy. What are you telling us? It's, not quite time yet. I'm pretty sure we need the others for this next part. We'll need, you know, everyone. No rush, take your time. It might not even exist here. Ain't you forgetting someone? You're right. You're right. I need all my friends. I don't know why, but I need them all. Oh my god! You're not real. You bitch, you got me one last time. They did have one final jump scare in store. Feldspar, you're so tiny. Hatchling, you find me. Nice to have company around a campfire, isn't it? Go on, get the others. Wouldn't want to miss. Feldspar, I never realized you were such a midget. Piano? The Nomai? What are we getting? The Nomai seem to be part of this, but it's not. That's Gabbro. Gabbro, my buddy, my best friend. We can't do this without you. whatever we're doing. The quiet shade. Across old bark. What? Gab. In the ancient glade. Hold on, Gabro. Wait, did that work? Did I get Gabbro back? No? The quiet shade. I'm gonna have to work on Gabbro, but hold on. Chirt's over there somewhere. Are you simple, Chirt? Whoa. Everything's so fucking creepy. The stars all go out. As I fly towards them, they all go out. One final set of puzzles. One final set of puzzles. Any of you have any idea? Wouldn't want them to miss out. We'll need the others. We'll need everyone. Take your time. Okay. Alright. What can I do? What is this thing? Like a projector of some sort. But as I start to walk towards it, everything fades out, and the signal goes back to behind me. Wait, did I get him? No? Same deal. Walk towards them, they blink out. Alright, I'm gonna leave that for a bit. Let me go back to unknown piano. Piano music is these Nomai skeletons. And this. If I stand in the middle, does this do anything? No. I can't figure out Chert, and I can't figure out Gabbro. Where is Gabbro again? I had his signal before. Right. The quiet shade. We follow this. Across old bark. Just follow these signposts. In the ancient glade. It's always dark. Of course. Got it. My favorite buddy. Hey, time pals, you're getting the band back together, huh? Go on, find the others. I'll be here. You don't need me yet, but you will. Okay. So I feel like I'm 4 of 5 here. The last one's gotta be Chert. How do I gather you, Chert? I don't know if I have to just fling myself out there. Well, I just end up sort of hurling through the trees. This piano, this is the Nomai procession. What are we doing, man? This is so... I'm not talking much, but like this is so... I don't have words for it. Avant-garde, I guess, would be what I would call it. Not what I expected. Not what I expected at all. Alright, so I just have to solve Chert. And I don't know. I might go for a hint on this one just because it's getting late. I'm so close to the end. Hold on, what do I see there? I see someone out there, or something out there orbiting the biggest one. Alright. For the sake of finishing this up tonight, I need a hint on this one, I think. I got 4 out of 5. But give me a sec. Alright. I found a hint. Oh! You know, I have used my zoom very, very little in this game. I'm sure that looked like I just looked up the answer, but I looked up a thing and it said, you know, think of how they study the stars, and I couldn't put that together at all, and I just sort of started clicking buttons, and then all of a sudden I remembered I had a zoom that I've barely used throughout this entire game. Alright, the gang's all here. Hey everybody. Aren't you forgetting somebody? The stars were beautiful, weren't they? Even if our star is what ultimately killed us. I'll wait here and remember them while you gather everybody. It's not quite time yet. We'll need everyone. Get the others. So the last are the Nomai. Oh, I bet I know. I bet I know. What if I look into darkness and... No? Oh, wait. I hear it straight up in the sky? Hello. That's creepy. Oh, wait. Now you're all pointing at the sky. Oh. 3, 4. 5. Whoa! The shuttle. Solanum's shuttle. Will warp? Gather it. Oh, I see. It's really not complete without the Nomai joining us too, is it? Solanum? You're there too. A conscious observer has entered the eye. I wonder what happens now. Is it time to find out? Then I will wait until you are ready to know the answer. Should I begin? Not yet. Should I begin? Nothing left to go supernova. I can't wait to play with the whole group again. Can I start? Should I get out the old harmonica? Alright, what order should we have them go in? Let's start with you, Rybeck. Yes. Chert, join us. Oh yeah, we're putting it all together. Harmonica. Clarinet. My friends, I love you all so very much. Solanum, take this away. This song is new to me, but I am honored to be part of it. Do you want me to jump in one more time? Even if it's over now, I had a good time learning, but I think the rules are about to change. I learned a lot by the end of everything. The past is past now, but you know, that's okay. It's never really gone completely. The future is always built on the past, even if we won't get to see it. But it's time for something new now. This is ultimately kind of like a game about mortality, isn't it? How long has it been since I got to make music with everyone around a campfire? I'm really happy we're all here. You cut it a little close, don't you think? Well, it worked out all right in the end, I suppose. Yeah, I hope there are beasties in the next one. I tell you what, this has been really fun, and I got to help make something pretty cool, so I've got no complaints. I mean, not me exactly, but close enough. The kind of thing that makes you glad you stopped and smelled the pine trees along the way, you know? Solanum, any last words? I believe we've reached the end of our journey. I believe so too, Solanum. All that remains is to collapse the innumerable possibilities before us. Are you ready to learn what comes next? Yes. I admire your curiosity, friend. Let's find out together. That was really nice to get to bring everybody together. I'm a little emotional. They were always so far apart, and we had to chase them all around, and they always had their separate bits of the song, and we could only hear their bits separately. And only at the end, after going through the eye, could we bring them all together in what could only be some sort of like purgatory before we move on to the afterlife. I wonder if that's the right ending. I wonder if there are other endings. I'll certainly be doing some looking it up. But that was a beautiful ending, and I would be rather satisfied with that ending. What? Oh my god, I'm crying a little bit. I don't know if I truly... I guess maybe it's not really meant to be understood. It's more meant to be felt. I can't believe they threw in one last stupid little anglerfish jump scare. Feldspar. I bet Feldspar was behind that. Oh wow, what a game. What a game. I have tears in my eyes a little bit because I can't believe it's over. I mean, I wanted to finish. That whole ending sequence just made me feel a lot of things. I guess it just made me really reflect on the entire journey. And man, what a journey it was. I mean, there were a lot of highs and lows. There were some beautiful moments, some moments of incredible frustration, some moments of incredible pride, some moments where I just got stuck beyond belief, some moments of just kind of standing around waiting for something to happen. Yeah, wow. Some moments of doing stupid things that we should know better just to see what would happen. I guess I had thought that we would find a way to stop the supernova, to save our solar system. I guess right up until this last moment, I figured that would be what we would do. And yet, now that I've seen that ending, it seems like I had the wrong mentality the entire time, right? It wasn't about trying to stop the supernova. It was about, I guess, bringing everybody together and the whole journey and experience. And I guess, you know, realizing the Nomai's dream. Sort of fulfilling the destiny. So, well, I guess one thing that might be a little disappointing is the eye wasn't really anything special. I mean, it didn't dispense free cake or anything like that. It was just another rocky moon making weird noises at me. I guess for an entire species wasting an entire generation on trying to figure it out, I guess, I don't know, I would have expected more than just a particularly psychedelic looking rock. That was nice though. That was nice. You know, I think I said somewhere a little while back, I said, maybe I can get on the vessel and warp out and escape this solar system, but wouldn't I have to leave all my friends behind? And that felt wrong. And sort of in this ending, I get to end it with all my friends. And I like that, with all of Outer Wilds. And that's what it's about, right? It's Outer Wilds. That's the name of the game. It's named after the team. So it seems appropriate that we would all end together. Boy, I am going to be thinking about this game for a very, very long time. Certainly. Thank you for making Outer Wilds, guys. Thank you for giving me a little bit of a cry. Oh, 14.3 billion years later. I didn't expect an epilogue. What? Mantis people? And a little scout. That must be a teaser for the DLC. I know there's DLC. That must be a teaser for that. Well, I will probably have to play that at some point. I think I'm just gonna go and sit and think about my life for a very long time. Think about this game, think about my life, think about the people in my life who matter to me. Hug my wife, wipe these tears from my eyes, and maybe just stare at a blank wall for a while. What a game. What a wonderful, frustrating, brain-melting, confusing, ultimately thought-provoking, and I guess brain-encompassing game. I swear I could not stop thinking about this game for the last 2 days as I got close to the end and put all the pieces of the Nomai story together. I agree, Ghost Museum, though. I will not miss the anglerfish. I will definitely not miss the anglerfish. I'll miss everything else, though, and I will miss everybody else. But thanks for that one last concert. Alright. Thank you all for joining me. Thanks to anybody who made it on this entire journey. That was incredible. I've been Zeigler Jaguar. I already think I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to play next, so I have finished my first LP. I'm going to do a little Googling, and maybe there will be a bonus episode of this, but if not, either way, I will be back with more very soon. Thanks so much. Have a good one.